Radiant team pick.
Okay. Yep. Januel clock. Yep. I think it's a JG mag. Januel clock. Play hard Marana coming in, which kind of solidifies it. We were worried about the sport mag. I think Neon realized that would have been too greedy, so you've got the Clockwork on 5, which can be sacrificial. Januel can still be aggressive, though, with a Battery Assault Cogs. Cogs to set up for the Marana here. Hammer as well from the Sven. Perhaps even the Puck Dream Coil might set up for your Marana. Not the easiest, but you can kind of make that happen now. Team Star, it's that 4 pickup. It's just such a tricky spot Team Star's found him in. That's, again, a bit of what happens when you commit to the early offlane pick with no flexibility. The Tide Hunter's just kind of stuck there. You're forced to kind of pick your next support and your mid. Although you tend to really just commit for the safe lane at that point, but they went for the mid and they've got to solve this issue with a core. I'd say Spectre is looking fine here because you can run out of the Clockwork. So the early aggression from Neon, at least in lane, is kind of counteracted by Spectral Dagger. Once you've got a couple of levels up, you talk about Blade Mail being faster. It can be. It really hasn't felt like that in the games we've seen here in Southeast Asia. There's something about the execution. It hasn't been lining up. Like, we've seen better success with Meteor Hammer from these players, at least in the region, and the drums, right? Like, they tend to just hit the timings better. They go with Medusa. Yeah. Oh god. Mike, you see in this, Candyloon has a set as well. Everyone that plays Tide has this ridiculous set. The Dad Bot. Oh, every time. Why? Why, guys? Come on. It is pretty funny looking, though. I gotta admit, it is pretty funny. It does. I suppose. You know, it takes me back to, you said annoying, it takes me back to, remember Ice 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 on his Brewmaster, and when the talent was super broken, like at its most broken, the split talent? Remember, he'd literally roll for a second, split again, fight, get back to form, roll for a second, split again. That's annoying. I miss that. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, not yet. He was looking at other regions, right? I dread the day where we have Southeast Asia without Ice Ice Ice. I mean, it's happening right now, but you know, permanently is a different thing. It's gonna strange times ahead.
Prepare for battle.
You look stunned, Wolfred. You look stunned.
We'll turn this tide to our advantage.
Catch us if you can. You have learned nothing.
It's okay. I was completely wrong, Mike. It's Januel Magnus. Clockwork. GG clock. Yep.
Thirty seconds to battle.
Okay, DDZ mid Rubik. Here we go. Yeah.
First blood.
Yes, yes, there is, and I've been talking about this one for months. Remember that when they changed his talents?
The battle
We get the
begins.
Fade Bolt deals hero damage at 15 and the cooldown at 20, and of course the level 25 talent. This is delicious. This is gonna be fun to watch.
Bom, né? Já começa com aqui ali em cima do Candilu.
For one, as it looks like they did get a deny in the bot lane. But looking at mid, Rubik versus Puck. This one is, I'd say, still okay for the Puck. You're gonna have to watch out for the Fade Bolt, but the Puck still has great wave clear with Illusory Orb as well. Her right-click damage is still pretty darn good, although Fade Bolt will kind of mitigate that. We'll just see how much DDZ pumps out. I think the big spike for Rubik, at least in lane, would be like level 4 or 5. That's when you have levels up in Yamate. Ooh.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, that you've got to love it though, right? Fade Bolt up, level 3, you've got Arcane Supremacy for that spell amp. You're hitting a lot harder when you trade with Fade Bolt, and I suppose right now Yapaj has got to watch out. He held on to his one Tango, does have a salve, but DDZ with that one kill is setting himself up for a good ramp into that level 5 spike into the 6 for that Rubik core. Yeah, and it's really easy for DDZ to just spam that out. Cooldown is fairly low, 14 seconds, mana cost just 130. So you've got a lot of efficiency there just from spamming that out. Yapaj can't really leverage his mobility as you mentioned, so he's going to have to watch his shuffling there. The 4-minute power runes are going to be super important, and this is where the support Quap can shine. Yamate did go for a level 1 blink, which has taken away his potency in lane, but that allows him to gap close and kind of deny off and force some movement when it comes down to those runes when they are up. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Haste.
And, you know, even though Star is looking bad in terms of kills, 1 to 3, they are finding slight gold lead, and Skem, when left alone, does not have an easy time against a Tide.
Off with you! You are a true friend.
Tonight.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah. They do know that Neon kind of buys its pace out with Yapaj, so you're not going to see him up and running anytime soon. Now, the one thing for Star here as well that we haven't talked about, the bot lane here for Lance has been really free for Medusa. 26 to 10 in last hits. JG on the clock just can't contest, and we talk about the core clock not being the most amazing role for him. It's certainly not shining here. JG just cannot gap close, cannot harass, 2 levels behind. I don't know what you expect from this clockwork in the laning phase anymore.
A prize. Much appreciated.
Yeah, it's amazing. And oh man, Yamate snipes a courier, and this is something that the support Quap can really deny off. Like Scam now, he's gonna have to ferry out his Midas a bit late. It's gonna be a minute for the respawn, and his Midas is just about 600 gold off, so we might see that Midas stalled out here, and that's not good.
No.
This is the Rubik core spike. Like level 5 to 6 and 7 is when it's absolutely domineering in lane. Now the next spikes for Rubik after this initial rush is going to be the level 15 talent. Like once you have that Fade Bolt steals hero damage, you can just absolutely melt. I've seen Rubiks with Desolators and Maelstroms. You cannot believe the right click it has. It is actually ridiculous once that's up and running. It's still pretty sick. Like it's not as strong as it once was, but it's still pretty darn sick. And the fact that it comes out at 15, I think they nerfed the Fade Bolt because I remember that was minus like I want to say 6 last time. They dropped it to -4, but it's still pretty darn strong with that kind of cooldown. Just insane uptime on that added damage. It's just such a value right click.
Radiant are scanning. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's just really good movements out here from Star. Once they take this top tier 1, Candy's going to be free to start hunting around and get some work done. The Midas is built up here for Skem, but it's not going to be a Mask of Madness disassembly play. His farm is going to escalate fine, but this will slow down the jungle progress just a bit. There goes that tier 1, so they can maybe look to make something happen with the first Ravage. They are looking mid.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Oh yeah, a ridiculously long time. 40% added on. That is just insane. And Neon's got to watch themselves. They do still maintain the kill lead, but you don't maintain the net worth lead, which is really the biggest problem. The farm of 2 of your cores are completely scuffed. JG not having a fantastic time, 2.6, 2.8k on the board. Yapaj at 3.1. all the farm here on Star side is rather even from Lance down to DDZ, just really tight between those cores. The only Neon core doing well is Skem, but that's because he's got free reign of the jungle. He went for the Midas, and he's going to be just building up. I'm surprised seeing this from JG, but he is also queuing up a Midas into the Blade Mail on the Clockwork, so we'll see if that pays off. Ooh, play hard.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Fit for a queen.
Yeah. You'd love to see it. It's just so domineering when it gets off to a running start. The unfortunate thing there for Play Hard Mike was he popped a smoke on the lower end of that ramp. So he died and he just completely wasted the smoke. He bought another one out, but I believe this might be their last smoke for a while, if not second to the last. It's not what you want when you've got the Mirana with a Clockwork. You need to play with the smokes, find pickoffs, especially when you're not really ahead, and you need to kind of buy space out that way. Okay.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
As you mentioned, right? Core clock, but it's rushing a Glimmer Cape, which is, it's useful, but that's core farm just going for that. It's a rather strange. I think the key thing here is it enables Jonuel to be greedy. And we kind of saw this from Adroit, right? When they ran the support mag, they had a core silencer that took the backseat after laning. Same thing happening here. JG's taking a step back from farming. Jonuel is given the jungle. So now you're looking at the blink timing for Jonuel going to be key to set up for Neon. Oof. Just gonna be able to really apply his pressure there. You can see Neon, they smoked up, but again, just not finding anything. And this lineup wants to pick off. We talked about Upaj wanting to really get started. He needs to find these kills, and they have to go mid now.
Incoming!
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, he's already immediately just bought out his Echo Saver. They find a pick off on Yamate at least. Oh.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah. Yeah, and this kind of play around of Medusa really reminds me of Boom Esports, right? We always talk about it when the Medusa's there, but they love playing fast with that Medusa. Surprisingly, Star is able to emulate that quite well. Like, Lance isn't afraid to join for these pushes. It's been paying off well. All he really has is a Yasha and 2 Wraith Bands, but that's enough for the Medusa to maintain that presence, and there's just not much Neon can do to fight back against it. They don't have this blink on Johnny Well. It's not going to be up for about 700 more gold. And they're just in such a risky spot in these fights now while waiting for that item to be up. Ooh.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And
Dire's courier has been killed.
Will you not rise in my presence? Behold!
yeah, they're just, again, getting everything they'd want out from these exchanges. The fact that they found Scam is really the worrying part here for Neon. Scam is the #1 net worth on Neon's side, and that lead he had over the Medusa is pretty much gone. 8.8 against 8.4 now. Lance has caught up quite well, and this is his Sven with a Midas. You do not want to be behind. He dies with it off cooldown. So, you know, small efficiency mistimings like this is costing Neon, and they need to wait again. The blink for Jonuel just about 200 off, so there is some steady build up for that initiation tool here from Neon, but it has to come out. They have to be a little bit more patient when you take these fights. You found DDZ, but DDZ is just, it's fine as long as they found everything else. Lance is starting to take over now. He's the priority in terms of farm, and I think you can't afford to just focus down the Rubik. Even the Tide is kind of sacrificed here because it's a Medusa game. It's shaping up into a Medusa game, and you do not have the response yet from Neon's side.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And precise.
Yeah, and that's one thing Team Star has to be cautious about. If they are giving their bodies away like this, that is one way for Neon to bounce back in. They've got this blink now on Johnny Well. Doesn't solve his mana issues, but does enable him to gap close. They're going to have RP up in about 20 seconds, so you might see Neon opt for a smoke play relatively soon. I also like this build up here on Scam, just going straight for the BKB on that Sven, just to ensure that he can stand in front, get the hits off. Team Star, they do have Ravage up. They might be able to fight into Neon soon if they wanted to, but there's no rush when you have the Medusa. So I don't reckon Team Star is going to look to really be offensive. They're just going to fight into Neon when Neon decides to push their luck. And as long as Star's positioning is right, you've got this Medusa that's nearly untouchable at the moment. It can be really hard to fight into even with a BKB because of the Stone Gaze.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
No, not really not. And, you know, I'm looking at DDZ's talent pickup. He went for 150 HP. Over the damage, I think that's a mistake for a core Rubik. And at 150 HP isn't much, but 50 damage is insane. The fact that he doesn't opt for it, it's not going to save him from a nuke, right? Like 150, it's not like he has a Glimmer Cape on the team that's going to save him on the edge where the 150 really matters because of EHP. None of that's there. So I'm not sure about this for DDZ. Yes. Yes, I did, Mike. Yes, I am.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Boom! There it goes!
Ooh.
Double kill.
Radiant structures are fortified.
On your grave.
A prize.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Definitely can't. Has to watch himself when he casts it, and DDZ really turned out when once they got Dream Call off. Ravage was an easy follow-up. Neon could not get the RP off once more. Johnny, he's had this Blink for a while, but we haven't seen the initiation with Blink RP. That is something Neon really needs to start piling on. We talked about the Magnus starting to really be the big playmaker with the puck. Has to happen. Dream Coil RP, skewer out, and breaking is really your key to kind of winning out here, especially since Skem does not have his Ags yet. So it's down to the Magnus and puck to really find those openings, and it's not too bad considering they found a couple of kills, but it did fall off a bit flat there considering Johnny dies way too fast. Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Silence.
That was perfect.
Done.
Oh man. That is so painful to watch. Lance counting his lucky stars that the skewer actually placed him on the high ground. They didn't quite have vision. I believe that was literally a step below high ground, and they were blind. It was just not right.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Whew. Oh, GG.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Haste.
Puck out! Behold! Silence!
Yeah, it's really unfortunate for Neon. They've got to wait out now just a bit more. Wait for the Ags on Scam. It's almost up. His courier is down though, so he's gonna have to ferry that out to himself later on. But Star right now, they've got the 6k lead. It's really widened out from that last fight. It looks so bad at first, but they turn it around just by having Lance live true. They have hit some talent spikes. I'm looking at DDZ and I'm continuously disappointed, Mike. He went for cast range.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He didn't go for the left hands. It's like, oh, but I know, but I'm just so disappointed. I keep looking. I mean, yeah, it's great with the Aether Lens, right? But it's not dank. This is my key issue here.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, man. Hello, Ione. It's been a while. Still, you know, we've got a lot more coming out here for Star. The butterfly gonna be next, and they run to Yamate. Oh God.
Regeneration! Behold!
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This is really bad now for Neon. They really aren't finding the initiation they need. They're not on the same page. John, you all jump up, but Scam staying down with your Posh. They need to line up. They need to play as 5. I get that they're bumping for the Ravage, but look at this. Oh yes. Yeah, and he's just been playing out of his mind, setting up for his team. It's been stalled out long enough for Neon though that we're just about 20 seconds out from having both the Magnus and Sven around, but they don't have RP.
Misunderstanding.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Haste!
Yeah. And they've got an 8k lead, 19 to 16, 28 minutes in. Neon, it's starting to look like the high ground defense has to be the game plan. Right? You've got RP, you've got the Sven. High ground's a really tight, confined area that they can punish in. But I don't think they're going to be fighting outside. They're going to have to give this tier 2 top. They might have to surrender the tier 2 bot when it comes down to being pushed in. You take a look at Lance. He's got the butterfly and the Scotty up. So he's slowing people up. His stone gaze is just so annoying to fight into. He's got the Aegis. The high ground will start. Neon's got to figure out an angle to come into here.
Shadows take us.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Dire's top barracks are under attack.
Oh.
My voice.
Oh man.
Before my time.
Dire's top barracks are under attack. Dire's top barracks has fallen.
Ooh, it's gonna be a hard defense either way. You don't have RP and John Uel. You're gonna have to again work hard and oh
Summer nightmare.
You taste as bad as Kuka's boot.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
it's tough for Neon. Yeah, they at least won't get Mega Creep as they have a tier 2 bot.
Has fallen.
Just playing in their triangle, they're trying to punish a retreat here.
Under attack.
I don't know if they're going to find that opportunity though. This is the right spot for them to be in, considering how far behind they are, but there's no opportunity just yet.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
And it's off. Got to help. Illusion.
Oh yeah. I mean, they can't sustain. Like, they just melt. Even Sven, who's fairly beefy, doesn't stand a chance once Lance is around. And Neon, they're trying to buy some space out. JG's just trying to cut the waves off. It's not going to help. Tier 2, next objective, only objective left for Neon to really take, and they're just going to force the issue now. They do still have the Aegis for at least a full minute. It's a pretty long safety net, and there's that Daedalus.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Allies disappear.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Trespasser.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's turret has been killed. Dire's middle tower is under attack.